I never imagined that one careless joke could shatter my marriage, but here we are. My name is Wanda, I'm 34, and I used to believe my husband, James, would never walk away from me. Turns out, I was completely wrong. We'd been together for 7 years, married for 4. I always thought we were unshakable. He was steady, calm, the grounding force to my chaos. James was the quiet one, the kind of man who never started a fight, who let things roll off his back. And maybe, without realizing it, I took advantage of that. The night everything fell apart started like any other. We were at his friend Mike's house party, music, laughter, drinks, and old friends catching up. James didn't usually enjoy big crowds, but he came along for me because he knew I loved social events. Everything was lighthearted at first. I was chatting with Lisa, Mike's wife, sipping wine when the conversation drifted toward relationships. Someone asked half-jokingly, "If something went down, do you think your man could protect you?" Without thinking, I laughed and said, "James? Oh, please. If we got jumped in an alley, I'd probably have to protect him." The group burst into laughter. I wasn't trying to be cruel, it was just a joke. But what I didn't realize was that James had just walked into the room and heard every word. I caught a flicker of something in his eyes, hurt, maybe, but he didn't say a thing. He just grabbed a beer, sat down, and smiled politely. Still, something in his silence felt different. And instead of stopping, I doubled down. "I mean, seriously," I said, nudging Lisa. "The man struggles to open jars sometimes. What's he going to do in a fight? Throw his accounting degree at someone?" More laughter. But this time, when I looked at James, his smile didn't reach his eyes. I brushed it off. He'd always been the type to let things go. I thought he'd move on from it like he always did. When the party ended, though, he didn't wait for me. He grabbed his coat, walked out, and went straight to the car. I rolled my eyes. "Guess someone's in their feelings," I said to Lisa, who gave me a look that said, "You might have gone too far." The drive home was silent. I tried making small talk, but he only gave short, clipped replies. Finally, I sighed and said, "Oh my God, James. Are you seriously mad about that joke?" I was kidding. He tightened his grip on the steering wheel, but didn't look at me. "It's not just the joke, Wanda," he said, voice calm, too calm. "It's how you talk about me. Like I'm some useless guy who doesn't measure up. Do you even respect me at all?" I blinked, caught off guard. "Of course I do, babe. Come on. We tease each other all the time. You know I love you." He shook his head.
"No, Wanda.
"You tease me. I just take it." That silence hit hard. I laughed it off. "You're being dramatic. You're mad because I made a joke in front of Mike and Lisa?" He pulled into the driveway and parked.
"No," he said.
"I'm mad because it wasn't just a joke. It's a pattern. It's years of this. You make me the punchline, and I'm done pretending it doesn't bother me." Before I could reply, he got out, went inside, and shut the door. The next morning, I expected him to have cooled off. But this time was different. He wasn't angry, he was distant. Hollow. "Are you seriously still mad?" I asked, pouring my coffee. He looked at me across the table and said quietly, "I don't think this is working anymore." I froze. "What, us?" He nodded. "I don't think I want to do this anymore, Wanda." I actually laughed. "You're not leaving me over a joke." "It's not just a joke," he said. "It's years of being made to feel small. Years of you making me the punchline. And last night, that was it for me." I crossed my arms. "So, what? You're just going to walk out after everything?" He stood up and nodded. "Yeah, I am." I stared at him, waiting for him to take it back. Waiting for him to say he didn't mean it. But he didn't. He grabbed his jacket, his keys, and headed for the door. "James, don't be ridiculous," I snapped. "We can talk about this." He sighed, hand on the doorknob. "No, Wanda. You talk. I listen. I've been listening for years. And I finally realized I deserve better." And then he was gone. Days turned into weeks. At first, I told myself he'd come back. He always did. I even called Lisa, hoping she'd reassure me. But she hesitated. "Honestly, Wanda," she said softly, "I think he's done." "Oh, please," I scoffed. He just needs time. She sighed.
No.
I think he needed a wake-up call, and last night was it. It took another week for reality to sink in. James wasn't coming back. He stopped answering my calls. My texts went unread. When I showed up at his office, his assistant told me he'd left early.
He was gone.
For good. And for the first time, I started to see the truth. I had pushed him too far. I spent so long acting like he was lucky to have me that I never realized how lucky I was to have him. Now I sit alone in our half-empty apartment, scrolling through old photos, wondering how I could have been so blind. The biggest joke that night wasn't the one I told. The real joke was thinking he'd always stay, no matter what. Turns out, the man I once called weak was stronger than I ever gave him credit for. And I was the fool who only realized it once he walked away.